fake Nigerians from abroad that will never return to Nigeria, but they love Nigeria because they love those who are dealing and destroying people's lives in Nigeria. Somehow, something that makes them more better, superior, like richer. The more they destroy Nigeria economy, the more some of them who actually are a bunch of failures too, the more they appear better than the rest of you in Nigeria. They can see their colleague, hello, Akin. How are you? Nigeria, you see, life is not easy, man. You see, my brother, yeah. You see, America too, we are just trying to, because in Paddy go beg him for $100. So he's a big man. Let me tell you something. That country, we must pray to God, okay? See, even me in America, I know that Nigeria is going to be great one day. Sure you get. Don't worry, I'll send you $50. So you see, that's how I help people in that country. I just, people are hungry in Nigeria. May God just help them. Those who want to feel good, want you to remain in that shit hole. They want you to, they want to appear superior to you. And therefore, they love Nigeria from abroad. But when they are all waiting, we are all waiting. For those of us, for those of you who never get their second passport too, yeah, you are all waiting for. I just grab them as a safety net. Oh, let me get my residency. Oh, I don't want their passport. I just want their residency. That's a safety net, kind of, Abby. But they are loving. They are condemning the guy. But well, the guy is doing well. One of them is this guy on your screen. I think I don't even know if she's a lady. Shakirat Oluwatosin Raji and Waniro Aye. All those loving Nigeria from abroad, right? So since I have been traveling from Europe to Middle East to Asia to America, my green passport has never made me to be humiliated. You people, you know your audience truly. Emurasi. Àwọn olórí burúkú Agbadorian. Àwọn olófò Agbadorian. They are watching me, oh. Some of you are watching me, olórí burúkú yín, oh. You love Nigeria from abroad. Lie to yourself. Forgetting the fact that the same olórí burúkú Shakira, 6 months ago, she was on the same Twitter complaining. I was mad because her questions were just annoying, to be honest. I felt like saying, Madam, I didn't steal this visa on my passport now. Exactly. When I got to Dublin, the way the security drilled me, I was like, did I steal the visa on my passport? I nearly missed my flight as I was the only passenger they were waiting for. This is what we're talking about. This one has nothing to do with what you say about Nigeria. It is what they see about Nigeria. You are living in denial so that you can appear nice, lying to yourselves. If it hasn't happened to me, maybe it is not. In fact, it is not happening. If it is not happening, if it has not happened to me, then it must be exaggerated. That invalidates the experience of other typical Nigerians. This thing you are saying, you are just exaggerating it. Let us just pray for that country. Okay, you cannot sit abroad and be asking people to come and to go and stand up and fight their leaders. You cannot be sitting abroad. That is somebody that loves Nigeria from abroad. Bunch of liars. Let something happen to them. Oh my God, they will be the loudest. They will be the loudest. It could be like say make the sky collapse and crash and crumble and crush everyone. So, Auntie, why are you hyperventilating? Can you imagine? How about this country? Auntie, but this is not new. So don't wait till something happens to you before you actually acknowledges it and condemns it. Don't tactically indirectly support something that will eventually happen to you, because even if it is happening to you and you are denying it, it will never invalidate the experience of others. So you might tell me what your own experience has been if we have a chance of calling in today, okay? But here is something from someone talking about what they suspect as the culpability of the rogues in government. on this ongoing demolition, destructions of properties, his view. Listen.
You know, I want to say good morning to all my friends and everyone who may be listening to this. I am making this video because of something that I feel very concerned about. It is beginning to appear to me as if the government has a hand in the fraud that is going on in the land business. Why I say this is, it is becoming a norm practically everywhere. It happens in Anambra State, it happens in Imo State, it happens in Delta State, it happens in Lagos, it happens in Abuja, it happens practically everywhere. And by the time you start looking at it, you will have every evidence to believe that government has a hand in it. Because if government has no hand in it, there is no way it can be happening over the years. You want to buy land, and then you take the documents of the land to the lands office to go and verify what you are buying to be sure that somebody is not selling a land that has a problem to you. You pay all the verification fees, and the land officers working in land office will verify the land and tell you officially that the land is okay, duly registered, that you can go ahead and buy. And then you commit money. Change of ownership and all the documents are prepared. The land becomes your land. Then finally, maybe after 2 years or thereabout, you see a buyer when the land must have appreciated. You want to sell that same land to make money because that is what you are targeting, or what you targeted when you made the investment. You pull out the document from where you kept it, you give to this potential buyer with every sense of confidence that everything is okay. For the person to go and verify from the land office before paying you, that same person goes to the land office, and another group of officers still in the same land office, after collecting verification fee from that man or woman, will tell the person that the land has a problem. And then this comes to your notice, you begin to wonder why. You go back to the same land office and they are telling you stories. Telling you stories that requires that you have to start making another outrageous expenses again. If you look at this thing critically, is this not fraud? And this is fraud that is going on. And then the government has not managed to hold anybody responsible for this. And it is something that is happening everywhere. And I feel that we need to actually look into this, because I don't know how long people will be losing money all in the name of making investments. In a country that is properly governed, this cannot happen. I think I urge people that are in government, they should do the right thing. Citizens cannot be making money and losing their money.
And his observation is valid. You know, I believe his observation is valid. I have asked that similar question here, okay? That without the collaboration of those within the land ministries who are perpetuating this fraud, I don't think a government that gave approval 5 years ago and then will come back 5 years after giving that approval and start demolishing the same properties, I mean, the properties of the people. So if there is, just because probably the land in the area has appreciated, it can now be sold for more money. So somebody else has just raised the observation, and I'll leave us with that. If you are abroad and you want to invest money in landed properties in Nigeria, do you know the advice I'm going to give to you? right now, please don't do it. Don't do it. So the whole thing has become, the whole place has become so lawless that you do not even have a reliable judiciary to fight for you. So don't, I have like 3 words to say, don't do it. Full stop. Here is another conversation that is going on the side. Have you heard about the Olu states that is being moved? Okay, there are other moves that we have also heard where 35 lawmakers are moving to amend the Nigerian constitution that only allowed the Nigerian president to serve just for one single term of 6 years. Right. There is another one, Anioma states from Delta. You see, part of the tragedy of the artificial map drawn by the Gowon and others, including Babangida and others, right, in what they call the creation of states in Nigeria. You see all these lines, they're artificial, and we know why they did it, okay? So they said they did that in order to prevent any major ethnic nationality in Nigeria from breaking away from Nigeria, like the Biafrans tried to. So that was the plan. So you see all the Igbos and their land, they were redrawn. And so many of them were drawn and cut off into other ethnic or tribes that formed other states. So number one, to reduce the physical appearance of Igbo land, okay, or all the people that make up the entire Igbo, including the Igbo-speaking people. Listen, when we talk about Igbos, okay, Igbos are not mono-ethnic, it's like a mono-tribe. It is like saying Yoruba. Yoruba is not mono. Yoruba is like a combination of, the people who speak the same language, share so much in common, especially speak similar language, the one that is major, Yoruba. So inside that Yoruba, you are going to see Ijebu, you are going to see Eba, you will see Oyo, you will see Ondo, you will see the Ekitis, like that. You see over 80 tribes that makes up that bundle of Yorubas. Okay, similar with the Igbos. And you see, when you see the Yorubas, we have common language, Yoruba language. We may have our languages that are like our dialects. Dialect is what now associates us to our different tribes in the larger group. You get that now? Similar is the same in Igbo. Igbo is not like, if you see this, say, okay, it's Igbo. You will see Igbo Anambra, you will see Igbo Abia, you will see Igbo this, you will see Igbo that, right? But that is just a general kind of a description. They all have their tribes within that whole bigger group. It is that larger body that is called Igbo. So what they did was, when they redrew the map of Nigeria, redrew the map and created their states, and they started cutting the other supposed Igbo-speaking or affiliate Igbo, tribes. They started cutting them up and making them minorities in different other parts of states they created, just to give that physical look that see them, or they are just small. Look how small they are. And those ones, in order to blend, some of them started denying their link to Igbo. And we are not Igbo, we are Anioma people. Ifeanyi from Anioma is not Igbo. Make it make sense. This is the result of what Nigeria did to them. Yeah, they are everywhere. So now the problem now is that some of them are now saying they have been maltreated as minority in this place, so they need their own state. Anioma. So they had a space where they're having a chat about it. This is part of their exchanges. I'll share them with you.
pushing him because they want to annex land in Delta North.
Engineer, let me tell you, that Ned man is a selfish man. Let me give it to you. You see, the man wants to be governor by all means.
Remind you, sorry, I should have added that. So there is a man, Ikenga, is moving a motion for the creation of Olu states out of Imo, Anambra, Abia. So they will cut out some people from Abia, from Anambra, from Imo, and then Olu, Osu, and all these places, and they will make up Olu states. Ned Nwoko, you know Ned now, Regina's husband. Ned is also moving a motion for the creation of Anioma states. And the people of Anioma speaks Igbo. So the others in Delta, they are like the Yorubas. You see the Waris, the Wari people, right? They are also so close to the Yorubas. Just so you know. Okay? Anyway, in Shekiri, Wari and the rest, right? So what happened now is that fusing all these people together, some now believe that the Yorubas, I've been at the Jaws, they are trying to override them. They are the ones in charge, so they need their own states. So Ned Nwoko, who somehow will say he is not Igbo, like an Ifeanyi from Aniom, that will say he is not Igbo. So Nwoko now feels like they need to create Igbo states for them out of Delta, because they were not supposed to be part of Delta. And some people from Delta who are not Igbos, and those who are Igbos, some are addressing the issue as Ned Nwoko want to come and divide Delta because he's a selfish person. And now they kind of are now talking to Ned like the way they will talk to the Igbos that they say are always problematic. So Ned wants Igbo states now out of Delta states. So listen to the convo.
Pushing him because they want to annex land in Delta North.
Engineer, let me tell you, that Ned man is a selfish man. Let me give it to you. You see, the man wants to be governor by all means. And he knows that in Delta we do zoning, that the governorship has to rotate between the three zones. And now it is in Delta Central. He knows that after Delta Central, it will go to Delta South before it comes back to Delta North. And he knows that by the time he comes back to Delta North, he'll be too old. So the stupid man...
82 years by that time.
Exactly. So the stupid man wants to go and form, let us create states, so that when the state is created, you try and run for governor. Then, because he was the one that pushed for the state creation, he will get sympathy votes. The man is a crook. I just look at you and just laugh.
See, my brother, let me tell you something. And it's high time. This is why I've been saying it. Delta North, you people may not understand what is going on in Delta North, but there is an attempt right now, as I speak, to not only annex territories in Delta North, the same attempt is being pushed in River State in the name of one stupid Orashi state. That same attempt is being pushed right now. So Delta North people, I cannot speak for you because I'm from Edo State. I cannot speak for your people. But I beg you in God's name, protect your identity, even if you are going to have your Anioma state. Oh boy, if this Delta State is in the South-South region, why should Anioma State come and now be given to the Southeast region? Let them form their own Southeast state now. They said they proposed Olu State, Adada, Etiti State. Form it from your own Southeast. What are you looking for in Delta North? And Delta North, I will round up with this. So shine your eye because it is happening before your very eyes. We have seen things now that are happening in your areas. How they are trying to change history, how they are trying to annex areas, and some have even gone as far. I started declaring, as I speak to you, if you go to your civil service today, and you can agree with me, in Asaba right now, a lot of foreigners are coming into Asaba to collect jobs in civil service. They are denying you, the Delta North people from Ukwani, from Ika and Co, the opportunity to work in your own civil service. People from Anambra are not coming to occupy your place. They are coming from Ebonyi, coming from Abia. So before you know what is happening, give it 100 years, 200 years from now, they will take over your land. They could not shine on my eye. I hid my mic.
Yes, boss. I finished speaking.
Okay. No, Acha, go ahead and speak.
So, which everyone do this? Everyone ask Vivian where she come from first. That's like the business. Where are you from, Vivian, please?
I told you before that I'm from Anecha North, Seluku.
We're in Iseluku. We are from Iseluku. To the best of our knowledge, Iseluku has different groups that constitute the town, and I'm very sure that as you are pushing for Anyoma to be under the Southeast, I'm sure you have people within the same Mise Luku that will surely frown at this, and this is basically because there's a history to it. So my advice for you is you go back to your history, you should learn it, speak to your elders, study it very well, and then go back to your Anyoma history too. You said you're an Anyoma person, right? It is very fine. However, Anyoma represents the four groups in Delta North: Anyocha, Ndukwa, Oshimili, Ika. I can tell you categorically that for the Ikas, right, for the bulk of us, we don't want to be part of anything that has to do with being in the Southeast or being with Igbo. I can tell you for a fact. For the Anyochas, I can tell you for a fact so that the Olukumis, to an extent, don't want anything to do with the Igbos. So my advice to you once again is to go back to your history, speak to your elders, speak to people around you so you can learn and understand. Because I believe that if you do this and you learn it,
Well, Odogo, to be fair, you can't tell for a fact that a particular tribe wants to be part of anything because you're just one man speaking. You know, when you come
yes,
and like me, I gave my own opinion, right? I gave my own opinion,
yes,
and this is how I view things. So you coming here to say, oh, for a fact that you're generalizing, you know. So
no,
I
no,
think
no,
you should
no.
go back and do
I'm
your
not,
research.
I'm not
And if you want to
generalizing.
make a point, make a point. You don't need to
I
tell me, oh,
said
I should do any
I'm
research or
not
not.
generalizing.
Because
I,
even if you
I'm,
look at history, history favors
I'm
the
giving you an
facts.
advice.
Don't give
I'm
me any
giving you an advice.
advice. Just make your
Go
point
to your
and go.
elders, learn your
You
history,
know, that's the
and
thing
don't
with
come
Nigerians. You
them up.
cannot make a point and just
Thank you very
make
much.
a logical. The thing with
Ika,
Nigerians, they can't come in and
Ika
make
will
a
never be
logical
part of
point
anything that has to
without
do with
being
Igbo.
violent. You know,
Vivian,
I
go
don't
back
get
to
it.
your history and learn your history. Stop disgracing people online. Thank you very much.
So Odogun Acha, thank you. So Diopa Solomon, you're having a network issue.
Well, yeah, but can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
you're audible now.
Okay, you see, one thing is for Ned Nwoko to come up with that, he has to consult people, which he did not do. For the ICA, I don't know about other people, but we have a social cultural group. We have our meetings, the Ogwaika, where decisions are taken, binding on all ICA people. And this night, I've spoken to the head, collective head, Osifo, Mr. Sunday Osifo. I've spoken to him this night. He said he's not aware the ICA people were not consulted. So I think that is even dead on arrival if it comes to ICA. I don't know what the other people, and I'm sure Ndokwa, because I do follow Ndokwa people, the Ukwani people, and I know they will kill that bill. But for the other communities, I don't know. They will have to take their decision because it's a democracy. But I'm quite sure that the Ika people have options. The last time we talked about Midwest, the Ika even alone can form a nation, can form a state also. We have the land, we have the people. So if you match the Ika people both in Edo and Delta State, but everything has to be they have to be consultation. You understand? Even if you want the community to join you, you need to consult them. So Ned was wrong, and that will create a lot of problem for him, because I on my part have started sensitizing a lot of people, and I've told many car people to sensitize a lot of people, and so that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you very much. Diopa. So Odogun Acha, if you want to add some more, then you can speak.
Sorry, I want to still go for Vivian again because after going through her page, she's not from Missy Luku. She's from the same town as. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible. You're audible.
From the same town as Edifix, and that's not Missy Luku. And this underscores the problem literally. You don't know where you are from, and you're so bold saying Anima should be under Igbo. Like, this underscores the problem you are having right now. So please, 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 go back to your elders and learn from them. Thank you very much, Vivian.
But Oforishe, like when I invited you for this space, I know, as I said, you are a member of PDP. So I was also interested in knowing the conversation that went on amongst PDP people, being that
was pushing him because they want to annex land in Delta North.
Engineer, let me tell you, that Ned man is a selfish man. Let me give it to you. You see, The man wants to be governor by all means.
Did you hear that? Now that's a conversation between young people. And from their conversation, you could easily hear it loud and clear, the divide and rule that exists in Nigeria. And most of the time, this is more pronounced in the generations of Nigerians that were actually